What's going on? And what's going on? Okay. Have y'all heard? So let me paint this picture for you if I can. Okay, and I'm gonna try to do this one really quick. I know sometimes I go on and on and on because there's just so much happening and so much to talk about. I mean, it's really a lot to talk about, and I've been talking about a lot of it on my shows. But I want to talk about this glitch. Now, it's supposedly a glitch took place. This is what they're saying. This is what they're reporting. This is all I can tell you. They said it was a glitch. So I'm kind of curious, and if you could, please leave me a comment and let me know if you think it was a glitch or not. But let me paint it this way for you. You know who the king of the jungle is right now? Okay? Y'all know who the king of the jungle, right? So just imagine if the king of the jungle, king of the jungle was taking out ads, and the king of the jungle was taking other media outlets and putting them in these ads, putting their logos in these ads. King of the jungle. And then spending all this money to run these ads so millions and millions of people can see these ads. And let's just say the king of the jungle took the ads and reworded them to make it look like these news organizations were putting out this information about this particular subject, whatever it is, from the king of the jungle. Y'all know who the king of the jungle is. Okay. So then you have CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, Associated Press, Reuters, PBS, NPR. All of them were tagged in these ads that the king of the jungle was running. My question is, and it was none of it was real. Well, I mean, it was real, but they reworded it. So what happened is that the company that they ran these articles on, and I'm saying the king of the jungle, okay? The king of the jungle ran these articles, these ads, and made it look like there was articles from all of these news organizations. And come to find out, none of the news organizations were even associated with the ads that were being placed. So then, come to find out, the company that they were running these ads with came back and said, oh, this was a glitch. It was a glitch that this happened. And it should have never happened. The king of the jungle, y'all know who that is? Y'all know who that is? Okay, the king of the jungle. Okay. If that happened with the king of the jungle, they would be talking about suing the king of the jungle right now. Every last one of those news organizations will be talking about suing the king of the jungle. But in this case, you had a wicked witch run these ads. The wicked witch and the warlock run these ads, and not a single one that I've seen thus far, not a single one of these government state media outlets have come out and complained about it. Not a single one. Not a single one. You understand what I'm telling you? And if it was the other way around, they would be talking about suing the king of the jungle if he put out these ads and manipulated it and put information on there that wasn't factual. They would be talking, and then they use, and if the king of the jungle use their logos, their actual logos, if the king of the jungle used their logos, they would be trying to sue the king of the jungle right now. But as of right now, not a single one of them have come out and said, you fraudulently took our logos, portraying it as if it was us, when the wicked witch did it. The wicked witch did it, and nothing, you hear nothing from them. Except for, there was one on the Communist News Network. They were actually talking about it, and this lady that was talking about it on the Communist News Network, she was struggling talking about the story because, and of course, they didn't show any of the articles or the ads that were ran because CNN, the Communist News Network, was tagged on quite a few of them. See, what it comes down to is that all of these government state media outlets, they are all in it to help the Wicked Witch. Every last one of them are in it to help the Wicked Witch. And the Wicked Witch won't sit down and talk with them. And they're willing to help the Wicked Witch. They want to help the Wicked Witch. But the Wicked Witch won't sit down because the Wicked Witch needs a teleprompter. And I don't know why they just don't go ahead and do it and allow the Wicked Witch to have the teleprompter and answer all the questions. Someone just type it in for the Wicked Witch. The problem with that is because that information would get leaked. They will say, oh my goodness, look, the Wicked Witch is using the teleprompter and someone's typing it in. You know who it is? You know where I get that idea from? Not to say that they would actually do it, but you know where I get that idea from? John Fetterman. You remember John Fetterman? He's a lot better now, but when he had his accident, right? When he had his stroke, we don't wish any ill will on anybody, right? I mean, I don't care if I don't like him. I don't wish ill will on anybody. I really don't. That's Will Johnson. Some people don't like that, but that's who I am. But you have John Fetterman was having to use a machine, and they would put the question and the answer on there, and he would read it back, or he would read the question on there. They could do the same thing for the Wicked Witch, but they're not doing that. Every single government, state, media right now, they are wanting to interview the Wicked Witch, but the Wicked Witch won't do it. And they're all willing to help her. They will make it really easy for the Wicked Witch, but the Wicked Witch don't want to do it because of being afraid of having to answer tough questions. And then you have another one that, I'm just going to say Nikki Haley. I don't trust Nikki Haley. I know some of y'all probably like Nikki Haley, but I don't trust her. I think the only reason why the king of the jungle allowed Nikki Haley to show up at the RNC is because trying to, bring it together. Saying let bygones be bygones. But I think the king of the jungle is keeping Nikki Haley at arm's reach. Right? I think so, right? You with me on that? Well, anyways, the reason why I bring up Nikki Haley is because she's on there saying that we need to stop talking about the Wicked Witch not doing interviews, not going in front of the camera, not saying anything. And the way she said it, she said, you need to stop whining about it, right? Nikki Haley whined and whined and whined. She did nothing but whine. But she's saying, for the most part, I kind of tend to understand what she was saying. I wish she would have just worded it differently. I wish she would have said, we don't need to concentrate on her not doing the interviews, but we really need to concentrate on the policies of the Wicked Witch and the Warlock. That's what we need to concentrate, which I completely agree with that. We need to concentrate on the policies of the Wicked Witch and the Warlock. And when you go look at the policies of the Wicked Witch and the Warlock, there are none. So supposedly the Wicked Witch is supposed to come out with the policies this Friday, I think it is. So they're going to come out with the policies that they got from the King of the Jungle. See, the King of the Jungle came up with all of these policies that are really good. And today, the King of the Jungle had another rally. And the King of the Jungle was laying out this stuff like, man, my goodness, he's laying out his policies that's going to help and benefit the American people. And I'm willing to bet that the Wicked Witch and the Warlock, they're going to take the policies of the King of the Jungle, and they're going to take those policies and portray it like it's theirs, because they did the same thing when they're talking about no taxes on tips. The witch and the warlock took it and said, oh, like this is ours. And you have the government state media right now. They're on there saying like, oh, well, the King of the Jungle mentioned it just weeks ago. So it's like not really his. It's not really his idea. It's not really the idea of the King of the Jungle. So we'll just go ahead and say that it's ours and we'll adopt it. Like, don't pay attention to what the King of the Jungle said. Just pay attention to what we say. And of course, it's all brand new. No taxes on tips, because the Wicked Witch says so. But this whole thing with this company running these ads, and they said it was a glitch. Now, for the most part, one particular company said that they're not allowing those particular ads to run because they said this goes, it's not, it was, there was something wrong with it. Right? They said, I actually did it. They actually said there was something wrong with running these ads. And they said, we're not going to allow anyone to run ads like this because you run the ad with the headline, you take someone else's logo and put it on there on your ad and you run it like it's theirs. But they had one disclaimer at the top. At the top, it said sponsored, right? No one paid. I mean, people looked at that and I'm like, okay, sponsored. So it's sponsored. But then you see all of these multimedia news outlets, if you want to call them news outlets, all of them are in there and are being tagged, but we're supposed to believe, and the whole perception of that is to make it look like every single one of these government state media outlets were all for it. Now, what I don't understand is how come the Wicked Witch just didn't go to all of these media outlets and have them run the ad, pay them and have them run the ad and then put their logo on it. Could have done that, but they just found it quicker and easier because they know these government state media outlets, they're not going to complain about it because they're all on the same wicked team. They're all on the same wicked team. They're not here for you. They're here for themselves. And they're actually showing that to every last one of us right now. They're showing it to all of us. It's just, just the fact that it's happening like this. And if it was the king of the jungle that actually did these ads like the Wicked Witch and the Warlock did, they would say, well, let me see, how do I want to refer to them? The tyrants. Can we say that? The tyrants in the WH. Okay. The tyrants in the WH. They would have said, oh, remember, all the government state media would have came out and said, oh, you remember the tyrants in the WH? They came up with a whole organization to prevent stuff like this. You remember? They had a board. They had a board to prevent stuff like this. And remember, none of you wanted it. See, if it was the king of the jungle that ran these ads, they would have came out and said, oh, wait a minute. The White House created a board to stop information like this, and none of you wanted it. None of y'all on the right, none of y'all wanted it. Right? You were complaining about it. Because then all of them will be talking about it. I'm surprised they're not saying that now. And the reason why they're not saying that now is because the Wicked Witch is the one that ran the ads. That's the reason why they're not saying it now. So they're covering up, they're trying to do catch up, and they're trying to do, damage control. They're trying to do damage control for the Wicked Witch right now. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing them doing damage control for the Wicked Witch. This is the most important time of this nation's history, modern day history. The most important time. And let me put it this way. One person told me over on X, they said that they're telling me this. They're saying that we are at war. We are at war. And they're saying that they're at war with Americans. And they said everything is fair game. They said everything is fair game. So if they need to do X, Y, and Z, they believe that it's completely fine for them to do it because they see Americans as people that they need to get out of the way. They see this. This is within their mind. They see Americans in the way of their agenda that they're wanting to do. So they believe that you, me, those of us that love this country, they believe that we are in the way of their progress. So they're going to do everything possible under the sun without me saying it. They believe everything needs to happen right now because this is such a pivotal point in our history, in our nation. It truly is. I can't tell you. Now, I'm pretty chill for the most part, because I like to talk to people that disagree with me. Strongly disagree with me. I like having those conversations. And I don't want to yell at them and they yell at me, which is fine if they want to yell at me. But I like having the conversation. I've been told that I'm kind of weird. And people say, well, how in the world do you talk to these people and be able to keep your composure? How are you talking to these people and not getting so upset? Right? They're asking me, how am I able to do this? How are you able to talk to them and not just get, just start yelling back at them? Well, I like having the conversation because I learn a lot about who they are. I learn a lot. And I like having these conversations, especially when it's on camera, because then I get to show you in the world what I see, right? I get to show it to you. And it's not, don't want to be mean, right? I just want to have a conversation. And especially over on X, I'm having, go on there and we talk, because on X, man, it's just, right now I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on both. It's just really sad that I can't come on here and have a complete open discussion about things. They would do so much better, because over on X, I mean, my goodness, people are having conversations like, wow, look at the conversations that are happening. And people are allowed to have conversations. People are allowed to voice their opinion about things. And people disagree. And people do agree. And people don't like it. And some people do like it. So I don't understand why. I guess I do understand. I'm going to say I don't understand why they don't want open discussion on these platforms that have, write down heated discussions. You have to, they want you to comply, They want you to comply. If you don't comply, then, we do what we do to you. We're all seeing it. We're all seeing it happen. But over on X, my goodness, people. It's like, if you ever thought free speech was free, you hadn't seen nothing if you're not on X. I'm just telling you. And the reason why I'm still on Facebook and YouTube is because of wonderful people like you. There's a lot of wonderful people on Facebook, and some people refuse to get off Facebook, complain about it all day long, but they don't want to get off of it. But it is what it is. I don't understand. I'm not going to argue with you. Because a lot of people have friends and family, from years and years that are on there, and I get it. I get it. I'm not knocking you for it. It's just, I just find it really interesting to see some people complain about Facebook, but they don't want to get off of it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. I haven't seen people in a while because, I haven't really been on Facebook that much here lately. Because they've taken so much from me, right? They've taken the capability of, me receiving stars. But YouTube, unless YouTube has removed it, I don't know. I can't see it, because when I'm going live on both, I can't see if anyone send me stars. But I don't think they allow it. I think they removed the capability altogether. But I know that YouTube, last couple of times I went live on YouTube, someone sent me a Rumble rant, and that does show up. And I'm very appreciative. But I've been asking people to go to my website and help me out and support me. I really, really wanted to go to the DNC. I really wanted to be there, at least opening night. I really wanted to be there to cover it, but it's just been really tough here lately. And, before I would come on, I would ask people to help me get there. I'm not going to even do that now. It's just so much, especially now, because I do 3 shows every day. I do 3 shows Monday through Friday every day, and it's been a lot of work. And for those of you that are interested, it's on my website, uniteamericafirst.com, the front page. I think my producer actually pinned the website on Facebook. I think she pinned it, so you can see my website there. But on the front page of my website, it has the time and each show that I do Monday through Friday, if you're interested. So Millie says, I go to X and Rumble for my information. Facebook is only for friends and family and old friends. Yeah. For only family and old friends. Yeah. You know what? I get it. I completely get it. I have people that I've known for over 30 years that are on Facebook, and that's the only time I ever talk to them. So I'm not knocking anyone for being on it. I get it. Facebook and YouTube could be really an amazing place for everybody. It really could. And they pretty much have just destroyed that. You know, they don't want people to be able to have, you know, free will and free thought any longer. It's really bizarre. I never thought that I would see such level of Orwellian, you know, issues like this in the year 2024. I never thought it would happen this way. I mean, and all of the, you know, the tech companies are driven by people that don't want you to have free speech. I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for blessing me by hitting the share button and blessing me by going to my website, uniteamericafirst.com. Sign up for my newsletter. And people sign up for my newsletter, and I've had people send me emails saying, Will, I've been looking for your newsletter. I don't blow people up. I send out a newsletter every now and then, and just when I have like, oh, this is something that I want people to see, this is something I want people information to get out, then I'll send it out in a newsletter. Because for the most part, the people that sign up for my newsletter, they actually care about Will Johnson. They actually care about the information that I'm sharing. So if you go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com, sign up for my newsletter. I don't spam your thing at all. I don't. You might want to check your spam, though, because, you know, my email is from uniteamericafirst.com, and they really don't care for that. But you should check it. You should check it anyways. Periodically check it, because I do send out emails periodically. Okay, everybody, what time is it? I got to get ready. Oh, I got 30 minutes. Got 30 minutes before I do my next show. I just want to come on and inform y'all and tell y'all all about the whole buying the ads. I mean, this is so crazy. They're all working together, and there's so much information. I'm going to be talking. Sorry about that. I'm going to be talking about it on my show. Goodness. Sorry. My phone is like, I'm trying to, okay. Let me get off of here. I'm going to be talking about it on my show, so I'll bring it up there. So I got to talk about it because it's wild. And for those of you that don't know who the king of the jungle is, ask somebody. Ask somebody. I think you know. Let me put it this way. They tried to take out the king of the jungle. I think you know who that is. All right, everybody. God bless. See you later. Please share the video. Please share the video.